whenever you are ready.
Adolescent girls face many challenges in their lives trying to conform to societal norms. Hi, I'm Madison. How have social pressures affected young adolescent women attempting to conform to an idealized body type, personal style, and their popularity? Conformity suggests that people keep their opinions or behaviors in accordance with the majority. Oftentimes, young girls' opinions on their body image or fashion style are influenced by peers and the media in a negative way. Girls have increased pressure to think about how peers will perceive them or judge them. To young women, there are countless pressures and influences to have the perfect body image. Swati Dixit of the Department of Community Medicine of India stated, the standardized model of beauty in our society that prefers and emphasizes just particular physical aspects, such as slimness and thinness, influence adolescents. Young girls especially view this body type as something to live up to because society accepts it. The same thing occurs with personal style. Along the lines of body type, adolescent girls are feeling overwhelmed to fit certain clothes and to fit in with their friends, what they're wearing, or maybe their favorite actress or social media star. Girls following these influencers on social media may be pressured into buying clothes and outfits that the influencer may like and doesn't express their personal style. This doesn't represent each individual. Popularity between teens is very important in how they view themselves. A newspaper in Ontario reviewed a study in 2008 concerning the effects of popularity in school on young girls' weight. Those who believed they were unpopular gained more weight in a 2-year span than girls who view themselves as more popular. Researchers said the study showed how a girl's view of her social status has broader health consequences. Media technology has led to an increase in communications between teens. While this can be a good thing, peer influence has also experienced an incline. Teens, and especially girls, are highly susceptible to become victims of peer influence. Fashion brands exemplify this by targeting young girls by using influencers to encourage them to buy their products. Rachel Monroe discusses this in her article, Ultra Fast Fashion Eating the World. She states, enlisting influencers to make an item seem more irresistible or at least unavoidable. This is the mission of these fashion companies. Most teens find it is easier to comply with social pressures rather than show their individualism. Adolescent girls aren't feeling comfortable in their own bodies, wearing their own styles. Haley Dowd, a clinical psychologist, stated, body dissatisfaction is a risk factor for subsequent lower self-esteem, decreased psychological well-being, increased eating disorders, dieting behavior, obesity, and depression. Many girls stop eating to condense their figure, but in this case, they aren't getting the nutrients they need to grow. Counseling options provided by school systems for students to talk about their problems they're having and help them become more comfortable being themselves and to not let other people influence their opinions. Anna Duberg, PhD, wrote an article reviewing the experiences of dance intervention. In regards to the health of adolescents, she wrote, the frequency of mental health problems among adolescents is higher than it's been in decades. Girls show a higher prevalence to health complaints. Duberg shared her findings on the intervention, stating, the dance intervention gave access to and enriched personal resources. The non-judgmental atmosphere and supportive togetherness of a safe platform, the enjoyment and empowerment of dancing gave rise to acceptance, trusted ability, and emotional expression. The intervention allowed young girls to experience a safe environment where they can be comfortable expressing themselves. A break from the media would also be helpful to raise self-confidence in young girls. The media sets high standards for what people should look like and wear. A break from the media would reduce the exposure to unrealistic expectations. While these things can be helpful to girls under pressure, most girls are less likely to want to get help. In many cases, these girls do not realize they are trying to conform to society and are less likely to reach out. The media is also one of the most addicting things in today's society, and it will be very difficult to just cut it out completely. Negative pressures from media and peers can result in many mental health problems as well as physical. Depression, anxiety, obesity, different dieting behaviors, lower self-esteem, and lower academic performance can be results of negative influence on adolescent girls. Social pressures to conform to a desired body type, fit the latest trends and styles in fashion, or becoming the popular kid in school negatively affects young girls. It is no question that the way adolescent girls see themselves and the pressures to conform to society affects mental and physical health. With more help to correct this problem, the health effects for young girls could be greatly reduced.
Okay. Let's see. How did some preliminary information you gathered inform your research?
I got a lot of information to begin with about more of the fashion side of things and the way that people's bodies need to be shaped. And that's where I really started to form my question, was more around the unrealistic expectations of society.
Okay. What additional questions emerged from your research, and why are those questions important?
During my research, I also got a lot of information about the effects that these have, mainly suicide. Suicide rates dramatically increased, and I decided not to include this because it was like more of a topic within itself. There was lots of information on it, and I didn't want to focus on that.
All right. Thank you very much.